Doug Kyed here with this week's Patriots video mailbag. Tweet me your questions at Doug Kyed using the hashtag MailDoug. First up, ATG asks, as much as I enjoy all the activity, why are we not bashing the Pats' big money signings like we would with other teams? My guess is because we have Bill and no one else does. That is one very good reason. The other, I'll answer your question with another question, and that's, what were the Patriots supposed to do with this $60 million other than spend it? Because I'll give you a scenario. If the Patriots had said, yeah, guys, we're going to take this $60 million, eat it, carry it over into 2022, and we're just going to be bad again in 2021. I know that we had that whole 20-year dynasty, but yeah, we're just going to disappoint everyone for a second straight year. I don't think that would have gone over very well. I think that they rightly would have been bashed if that had happened. So I don't think that there's any sort of hidden agenda here. I think the Patriots just had $60 million. They had a ton of holes in their roster, and they're filling them with that $60 million. I don't think this is Bill Belichick being motivated by Tom Brady winning a Super Bowl. I don't think it's anything more than the fact that the Patriots finally had money. They finally had a lot of needs, and now they're spending that money to fill their needs because there's nothing else that they really could have done with that money. Second question here, Martin asks, did you expect the splash that we made? Follow up, which free agent signing intrigues you the most? Yeah, I did expect a bunch of splash signings. I put together a bunch of blueprints and wrote about it a lot. I thought they were going to use this $60 million to improve their roster, and that's exactly what they did. I didn't quite expect all these moves to come so fast. I would have expected the moves to trickle out a little bit more, but really the majority of the Patriots signings happened on that Monday when they first could make those signings. I thought that they might be a little bit more patient, but that certainly obviously has not been the case as far as the free agent that intrigues me the most. Tight end Jonnu Smith. He's been one of my favorite players to watch over the last few years just because of his intriguing skill set. He's really fast, really athletic, really good with the ball in his hand, but also a really accomplished blocker. So I'm curious to see how the Patriots actually use Jonnu Smith, whether that is more in line at tight end, whether they move him to the slot, out wide, out of the backfield. I think that he's probably best used as an inline tight end who can also move around a little bit. So that's probably the one that intrigues me the most. Final question here, Marty asks, the signings of Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith hardly scream confidence in Devin Asiasi and Dalton Keene. What in particular made the team think they were not to be waited around for in year two? You know, they definitely had a disappointing rookie season, and it was a tough season for both guys, for Asiasi and Keene. No real traditional offseason, no preseason. Both guys spent time on injured reserve. They were banged up. A personal issue for Devin Asiasi, but ultimately, they were third-round picks. I know that the Patriots traded back up to the end of the third round to take with those guys, but I don't know. They were third-round picks, and I don't know if you can exactly expect a third-round pick to definitively be a starter. Ultimately, what it comes down to, like I was saying earlier, was the Patriots felt that they needed to improve that position, and they had the cap room to do it. I think that they probably wound up getting Hunter Henry maybe a little bit cheaper than they would have expected to, so that could be a factor as well. But I don't know. One of those guys will emerge as the Patriots' third tight end, probably Devin Asiasi, and Dalton Keene still has a chance to contribute as more of a fullback H-back type. But certainly these two signings are not great signs for the future of Asiasi and Keene. But keep in mind, like I said, they were third-round picks. You can't really expect a player in the third round to become a starter anyway.